Good morning. I want to talk to you today about stepping into the destiny that God has placed inside of you. You were not created to sit on the sidelines watching life pass you by. You have gifts, talents, and dreams that are meant to shine. But too often we come up with excuses, reasons why we can't step out, why we can't go after what's in our hearts. I don't have the right connections. I'm too old. The economy is bad. What if I try and fail? But can I tell you, your dreams won't wait. Your purpose is calling. That vision, that idea, that book, that business, it's already in you. And if you keep putting it off, if you keep waiting for the perfect time, you may look back one day and realize you missed what God had for you. Excuses are just a way to stay comfortable. They keep us in the background when God is calling us to the foreground. The enemy would love for you to live with regret, to look back and think, what if I had gone for it? What if I had started the business? What if I had stepped out in faith? But today I'm telling you, no more excuses. No more waiting for all the conditions to be perfect. The right time is now. You may say, but I don't have everything I need. Friend, you don't have to have all the details figured out. God never asked you to have all the answers. He just asked you to take the first step. When you step out in faith, when you refuse to settle, doors will open that you never imagined. The right people will come. Resources will find you. Strength, wisdom, creativity, it's already in you. The scripture says faith without works is dead. That means if you have a dream but you're not moving toward it, if you have a vision but you're not taking steps, it will never come to life. You have to put action behind your faith. Stop waiting for permission. Stop looking for someone to validate what God already put inside you. If you have a dream, it's there for a reason. If you feel a calling, that's God's way of telling you it's time to move. I believe today is a turning point. No more saying, one day I'll do it. No more putting it off until the kids are grown, until you feel more qualified, until you have more money. You have everything you need to start right where you are. Take the first step and watch what God will do. Your dreams won't wait. And I believe you're about to step into a new season of boldness, faith, and favor. Now go out and make it happen. Here's the expanded version of Keynote 1. There will never be a perfect time to pursue your dreams. Too often we convince ourselves that we need to wait for everything to fall into place before we take that first step. We think, once I have more experience, I'll start. Once I feel more confident, I'll go after it. Once the economy gets better, then I'll take the leap. But the truth is, waiting for the perfect time is just another way to delay what God has already put in our hearts. Life will always present reasons to wait. There will always be challenges, distractions, and uncertainties. If you keep waiting for all the conditions to align perfectly, you'll wake up one day and realize that years have passed and you're still in the same place, still talking about what you're going to do one day. But one day is not on the calendar. One day is a trap that keeps people stuck, living beneath their potential, settling for less than what they were created for. The truth is, the right time is now. God has already given you everything you need to take the first step. He wouldn't have put the dream in your heart if he didn't also give you the ability to accomplish it. But it's up to you to act on it. Some people think they need to have the entire path mapped out before they can move forward. They want all the answers up front, every detail figured out before they begin. But that's not how faith works. Faith is about stepping out even when you don't have all the answers. It's about trusting that as you move forward, the right doors will open, the right people will show up, and the right opportunities will come. There are people who have been carrying dreams inside them for years. Dreams of starting a business, writing a book, going back to school, launching a ministry. They think about it, talk about it, pray about it, but they never actually do it because they're waiting for a sign, waiting for a moment when everything feels just right. But God didn't put that dream in your heart for it to stay buried there. It's time to stop waiting and start moving. The longer you wait, the easier it becomes to make excuses. The longer you delay, the more you convince yourself that it's not the right time, that you're not ready, that it's too risky. Some people wait because they're afraid of failing. They think, what if I try and it doesn't work out? What if I step out and fall flat on my face? But what if you step out and succeed? What if you move forward and everything falls into place? You'll never know what could have been if you never take the first step. Failure is not the end, it's part of the process. Every successful person has faced setbacks, challenges, and obstacles. But what separates those who fulfill their dreams from those who don't is that they refuse to let fear stop them. They refuse to let uncertainty keep them from moving forward. They understand that the only way to grow is to take action, even when it's uncomfortable. If you wait for all the conditions to be perfect, you'll miss your moment. Some people say, I'll start once I have more money. But the truth is, there will never be enough money if that's your mindset. You have to start where you are, with what you have. The right resources will come when you take the first step. Some people say, I'll wait until I feel more confident, but confidence comes from action, not from waiting. You build confidence by stepping out, by taking risks, by doing things that stretch you. If you wait until you feel 100% ready, you'll never move. Other people delay their dreams because they're worried about what others will think. They wonder, what if people don't support me? What if they criticize me? But you can't let other people's opinions keep you from doing what you know you're called to do. Not everyone will understand your vision. Not everyone will support your dream, but that's okay. Your destiny is not tied to people who doubt you. Your assignment is not dependent on whether others approve. When God gives you a dream, He also gives you the grace to accomplish it, regardless of who believes in you. Some people keep waiting for a sign to confirm that they should move forward. They say, if God really wants me to do this, He'll make it obvious. But sometimes the fact that the dream is in your heart is the only confirmation you need, the passion, the desire, the vision. That's already God speaking to you. You don't need a flashing neon sign in the sky to know it's time to move. The longer you wait, the more you risk losing the momentum, the excitement, and the passion that God placed inside you. Think about how many great ideas, businesses, books, and ministries never came to life because someone was waiting for the perfect time. Think about how many people never stepped into their purpose because they let fear and doubt hold them back. You don't want to look back years from now and wonder, what if I had gone for it? What if I had taken that risk? What if I had trusted God and stepped out in faith? You don't want to live with regret, knowing that you had the opportunity but never took it. The right time is now, not next month, not next year, not when the conditions improve. Now. Even if you don't have all the details figured out, even if you feel unqualified, even if you're afraid, you have to make up your mind that you're going to move forward in faith, trusting that everything you need will be provided along the way. Doors will open, resources will come, strength and wisdom will be given to you, but it all starts with a decision to act. Every big achievement starts with a small step. Every major breakthrough begins with someone deciding to stop waiting and start moving. You don't have to do everything all at once. You don't have to have all the answers. Just take one step today. Send that email, make that call, write the first page of the book, register for that class, start somewhere, and as you move forward, you'll see things begin to fall into place. Waiting keeps you in the same place. Waiting keeps you stagnant. But stepping out in faith moves you closer to your destiny. The only thing standing between you and your dreams is action. The right time is not in the future, it's right now. Excuses are one of the biggest barriers to success. They keep us stuck in the same place, robbing us of opportunities and holding us back from the greatness that is within us. We all have dreams, things we want to accomplish, goals we want to achieve. But too often we allow excuses to take over. We say, I'm not qualified enough, I don't have the right connections, I don't have the money, or I don't have the time. These thoughts may seem valid on the surface, but if you look deeper, they are just limitations that we place on ourselves. The truth is, if you want something badly enough, you will find a way. The problem is not a lack of time, money, or ability. It's a lack of determination. There are people who have achieved incredible success despite having fewer resources, less education, and more challenges than you. What separates them from those who stay stuck is that they refuse to make excuses. They decide that no matter what obstacles come their way, they will find a way forward. Excuses make us feel comfortable. They allow us to stay where we are without taking responsibility for why we're not moving forward. It's easier to blame circumstances than to step out of our comfort zone. It's easier to say, I can't do it because of my background, than to push past fear and take action. But comfort is the enemy of progress. You cannot grow while staying in the same place. Growth requires stretching. It requires doing things that feel uncomfortable. It requires pushing past doubt, fear, and every excuse that tries to hold you back. One of the biggest excuses people make is that they don't have enough time. They say, I would start my business, but I just don't have the time. I would write my book, but I'm too busy. I would work on my goals, but there's just not enough hours in the day. But the truth is, we all have the same 24 hours. The difference is in how we use them. Successful people are not given more time than others. They simply prioritize differently. They don't waste hours scrolling through social media, watching TV, or engaging in activities that don't add value to their lives. They make time for their dreams because they know that if they don't, no one else will. If something is important to you, you will make time for it. Think about how much time is spent on things that don't matter in the long run. How many hours do people spend watching shows that add no value to their lives? How much time is wasted worrying about things that will never happen? If you took even a fraction of that time and invested it into your dream, you would be much further along than you are right now. The problem is not a lack of time, it's a lack of priority. Another common excuse is, I don't have the money. Many people believe that they need a large investment before they can start working on their dream. They think, if I had more money, I would start that business, or if I had more resources, I would pursue my passion. But some of the most successful people in the world started with nothing. They didn't wait for someone to hand them an opportunity, they created their own. Money is not the issue, it's the mindset. If you truly believe in something, you will find a way to make it happen. You don't need $1 million to start. You just need to take the first step. There are people who started businesses with no money, just an idea and determination. There are authors who wrote books with no formal training, just a passion for sharing their story. There are leaders who built movements without any financial backing, just a deep belief in their purpose. If you wait for perfect conditions, you will never begin. Some people make excuses because they are afraid of failure. They think, what if I try and I don't succeed? What if I put myself out there and it doesn't work? But failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the journey to success. Every person who has ever achieved something great has failed along the way. The difference is they didn't let failure stop them. They learned from it, adjusted, and kept going. Fear of failure is one of the biggest reasons people never step into their purpose. They let the fear of what could go wrong keep them from seeing what could go right. But what if you don't fail? What if everything works out better than you imagine? You will never know if you never take the risk. The greatest regrets in life are not the things you tried and failed at, but the things you never tried at all. Another excuse that holds people back is the belief that they are not qualified. They think, I'm not talented enough, I don't have enough experience, or I'm not as good as others. But many of the most successful people in history were not the most educated, the most talented, or the most experienced. They simply had a vision and the determination to follow through. You may not feel ready, but if you wait until you feel fully prepared, you will never begin. Confidence comes from action. The more you do something, the better you become. You don't need to have all the answers to take the first step. When you step out in faith, the right people, opportunities, and resources will come your way. You already have everything you need to begin. It's just a matter of deciding to start. Some people make excuses because they are waiting for permission. They think, if someone important believes in me, then I'll go for it. If my family supports me, then I'll take the risk. If my friends encourage me, then I'll step out. But you don't need anyone else to validate your dream. If God put it in your heart, that's all the confirmation you need. Not everyone will understand your vision. Not everyone will support your journey, and that's okay. If you spend your life waiting for others to approve of your dreams, you will never move forward. Some people will doubt you, some will criticize you, and some will try to discourage you, but their opinion does not determine your destiny. You have to be strong enough to believe in yourself even when no one else does. The greatest achievements in history were accomplished by people who refused to listen to the doubters. They pushed past rejection, setbacks, and criticism because they believed in their purpose. Excuses will always be there, but so will opportunities. Every day you have a choice to give in to excuses or to take action. Every moment you delay, you are letting excuses win. You were created for more than a life of waiting, wishing, and hoping. You have the ability, the talent, and the strength to overcome every obstacle in your path. The only thing standing between you and your dreams is the decision to stop making excuses and start taking action. Faith requires action. It's not enough to dream about success, to hope for a better future, or to wish that things would change. You have to take a step toward what you believe in. Too many people have great ideas, big visions, and powerful dreams, but they never move beyond thinking and talking about them. They pray for opportunities. They ask for doors to open. They wait for the perfect moment, but they never actually do anything to bring their vision to life. Faith without works is dead. You can have all the faith in the world, but if you're not taking steps toward what you're believing for, nothing is going to change. Some people sit back and say, if it's meant to be, it will happen. They think that if God wants them to succeed, He will drop opportunities into their laps. But God doesn't bless inactivity. He blesses action. When He sees you moving forward, when He sees you stepping out in faith, He will begin to open doors, bring the right people into your life, and make things happen that you could never accomplish on your own. But it starts with a step. If you're waiting for everything to be lined up before you act, you're going to be waiting forever. There will always be uncertainty. There will always be unknowns. There will always be reasons to hesitate. But faith is about moving forward, even when you don't have all the answers. Look at the people who have accomplished great things in life. They didn't wait until they felt 100% ready. They didn't wait until every detail was figured out. They stepped out with what they had, and as they moved forward, things began to fall into place. When you take action, you show that you trust God's plan for your life. You're saying, God, I don't see the full picture yet, but I believe you are guiding me. I may not know how everything will work out, but I trust that you will make a way. That kind of faith is what brings results. Fear is what keeps many people from taking action. They let doubt and uncertainty hold them back. They say, what if it doesn't work out? What if I fail? What if I make a mistake? But what if it does work out? What if you succeed? What if this step of faith leads to more opportunities than you ever imagined? You will never know unless you move forward. Playing it safe, staying in your comfort zone, and waiting for perfect conditions will never lead to the fulfillment of your dreams. When Peter saw Jesus walking on water, he wanted to do the same. He had faith, but faith alone wasn't enough. He had to step out of the boat. He had to take action. And the moment he stepped out, he did what seemed impossible. But if he had stayed in the boat, if he had let fear stop him, he never would have experienced that miracle. The same principle applies to your life. You have to step out of the boat. You have to take the risk. You have to do something that stretches you, something that challenges you, something that moves you toward your destiny. Many people stay stuck because they overthink everything. They analyze every possible outcome. They weigh every risk. They look at all the reasons why it might not work. And in the process, they talk themselves out of taking action. They convince themselves that the timing isn't right, that they don't have enough experience, that they need more preparation. But the truth is, no amount of thinking will replace action. You can have the most well thought out plan in the world, but if you never take the first step, it won't matter. Some people say, I'm waiting on God. They think that by staying still and doing nothing, they are being patient and faithful. But sometimes God is waiting on you. He's waiting for you to take the step, to make the call, to send the email, to start writing the book, to launch the business. He's waiting for you to show that you are serious about what He has placed in your heart. The moment you take action, you set things in motion. You show that you are ready for the opportunities that God has prepared for you. You don't have to have all the resources to start. You don't have to have everything figured out. All you need to do is take the next step. Maybe that means applying for the job. Maybe that means signing up for the class. Maybe that means starting the business with what you have right now. Maybe that means stepping out and speaking even when you feel nervous. The key is to do something. Even a small step is better than no step at all. Small steps lead to momentum, and momentum leads to breakthroughs. When you take action, you will face obstacles. There will be challenges, setbacks, and moments when you feel like giving up. But if you stay committed, if you keep pushing forward, you will see results. Every successful person has faced difficulties. Every great achievement has come with challenges. But those who succeed are the ones who refuse to quit. They don't let failure stop them. They don't let disappointments discourage them. They keep going, trusting that every step they take is bringing them closer to their goal. Sometimes action means stepping out, even when others don't believe in you. Not everyone will understand your vision. Not everyone will support your dream. Some people may doubt you, criticize you, or try to talk you out of it. But you can't let their opinions stop you from pursuing what God has placed in your heart. If you wait for everyone to approve, you will never move forward. Your calling is not dependent on people's opinions. Your purpose is not defined by what others think. You have to be bold enough to take action, even when you feel alone, even when others don't see what you see. Taking action also means being willing to make mistakes. Some people are so afraid of failing that they never try. But failure is not the end. It's part of the process. Every mistake teaches you something. Every setback prepares you for what's ahead. Instead of seeing failure as a reason to quit, see it as an opportunity to grow. Some of the most successful people in history failed many times before they succeeded. The difference is they didn't stop. They kept learning, adjusting, and moving forward. There will never be a perfect time to take action. There will always be reasons to wait, always be things that seem uncertain, always be obstacles in the way. But if you let those things stop you, you will never reach your full potential. You have to decide that you will take action despite the challenges. You have to decide that you will move forward even when it's uncomfortable. You may not feel ready. You may not have all the answers. You may not know how everything will work out. But if you take the step, if you move forward with faith, if you put action behind what you believe, you will see things begin to shift. Doors will open, opportunities will come, favor will follow you, but it all starts with a decision to act. Doubt is one of the biggest enemies of progress. It creeps into the mind, whispering lies that make you question your abilities, your worth, and your future. It tells you that you're not good enough, that you don't have what it takes, that you'll never succeed. If you listen to doubt, it will paralyze you. It will keep you stuck, afraid to take risks, afraid to step out, afraid to believe for something greater. Doubt will convince you to settle for less than what you were created for. It will cause you to shrink back when you should be moving forward. The problem with doubt is that it disguises itself as logic. It makes excuses sound reasonable. It says you're just being realistic. You don't want to get your hopes up. You don't want to take a chance and be disappointed. But doubt is not logic. It's fear in disguise. It's fear trying to keep you from stepping into your destiny. If you wait until you have no doubts before you take action, you will never move forward. Doubt will always try to show up, but you don't have to let it control you. One of the most effective ways doubt holds people back is by making them focus on their weaknesses. It reminds you of every mistake you've made, every time you failed, every area where you feel inadequate. It tells you that other people are more talented, more qualified, more prepared. But what you have to remember is that you don't have to be perfect to be successful. You don't have to have all the answers to take the next step. The truth is, every person who has ever achieved something great had moments of doubt. The difference is they didn't let doubt stop them. They felt the fear, they heard the negative thoughts, but they chose to move forward anyway. When David faced Goliath, doubt could have stopped him. He was young, inexperienced, and facing a giant warrior who had been fighting for years. He could have listened to the voices that said he wasn't strong enough, that he wasn't big enough, that he didn't have the right weapons. But David didn't let doubt dictate his actions. He focused on what he did have. He focused on his strengths, his faith, and his past victories. He reminded himself of how he had already defeated lions and bears, and he used that as proof that he could defeat this giant too. You have to do the same thing in your life. Instead of focusing on what you lack, focus on what you have. Focus on the skills, talents, and experiences that have prepared you for where you are. Focus on the victories you've already won, no matter how small. Every time you've overcome an obstacle, every time you've made it through a challenge, every time you've pushed past fear, that was preparation. That was proof that you are stronger than you think, more capable than you realize, and more ready than you feel. Doubt will always try to remind you of your failures, but you have to remind yourself of your victories. You may have failed in the past, but that doesn't mean you'll fail in the future. Just because something didn't work out before doesn't mean it won't work out this time. Too often, people let past disappointments keep them from trying again. They think, I've already tried and it didn't work. I put in the effort and nothing changed. But just because it didn't work then doesn't mean it won't work now. Maybe you were being prepared. Maybe you needed that experience to develop the strength, wisdom, and resilience that will help you succeed now. You have to stop letting doubt talk you out of your destiny. You were created with a purpose. You have gifts, talents, and abilities that no one else has. There is something that only you can accomplish, something that only you can bring into the world. If you let doubt hold you back, you're not just robbing yourself, you're robbing the world of what you were meant to contribute. There are people who need your gifts. There are people who need your ideas, your voice, your vision. If you allow doubt to keep you from stepping out, you will never know what could have been. One of the biggest ways to overcome doubt is by taking action. When you sit and think too much, doubt grows. The more you analyze, the more you hesitate. The more you wait, the harder it becomes to take the first step. But when you take action, even a small step, you break the power of doubt. You prove to yourself that you are capable, that you are strong, that you are able to move forward despite uncertainty. Action creates confidence. Every time you push past doubt and take a step, you weaken its hold on you. Think about times in your life when you did something despite your doubts. Maybe you applied for a job even though you weren't sure you were qualified. Maybe you spoke in front of people even though you were nervous. Maybe you started something new even though you weren't sure how it would turn out. And what happened? You made it through. You proved to yourself that you could do it. And once you did it once, it became easier to do it again. That's how you build confidence, by taking action despite doubt, by proving to yourself that you are capable. Doubt will try to tell you that you need to have everything figured out before you start. It will try to convince you that you need more preparation, more knowledge, more experience. But the truth is, you will never have everything figured out. You will never feel completely ready. If you wait until you have all the answers, you will never begin. The key is to start where you are with what you have. Take the first step and trust that the next step will become clear as you move forward. Some of the most successful people in the world started with nothing more than an idea and a willingness to try. They didn't wait until they had all the resources, all the connections, or all the knowledge. They started with what they had, and as they moved forward, opportunities came. People showed up, doors opened, but none of that would have happened if they had let doubt stop them from starting. You have everything you need to begin. You may not have every detail figured out, but you have enough to take the next step. You may not know exactly how things will unfold, but you have enough to start moving forward. The question is, will you let doubt hold you back, or will you step out in faith? Will you listen to the voice of fear, or will you listen to the voice of possibility? You don't have to have perfect confidence to take action. You don't have to be completely fearless. You just have to be willing to move forward despite the doubt. The people who achieve their dreams are not the ones who never feel fear. They are the ones who refuse to let fear stop them. Your destiny is too important to let distractions keep you from it. Every day, there are countless things competing for your time, your attention, and your energy. If you're not careful, it's easy to get sidetracked by things that don't matter in the long run. You can spend years caught up in things that have nothing to do with your purpose, worrying about what other people think, trying to please everyone, holding on to things that no longer serve you. But you don't have time to waste. You have a calling on your life. And if you're going to reach your full potential, you have to stay focused. One of the biggest distractions that hold people back is dwelling on the past. They keep replaying old mistakes, reliving disappointments, thinking about what could have been. But the past is over and done. You can't go back and change what happened. You can't undo the choices you made or the things that didn't work out. But you can decide not to let the past hold you hostage. You can choose to let go of regret, to release the pain, and to move forward. Every minute you spend looking back is a minute you're not moving toward your destiny. Some people are distracted by trying to get even with those who hurt them. They spend their time and energy trying to prove themselves to people who don't believe in them. They hold on to bitterness, replaying every wrong that was done to them. But that's a distraction. When you're focused on revenge, when you're trying to prove your worth to people who don't value you, you're wasting valuable energy that could be used to move forward. Not everyone is going to understand your journey. Not everyone will celebrate your success. But you can't waste your time trying to convince people who were never meant to be part of your destiny. Another major distraction is comparison. It's easy to look around and see what everyone else is doing, to measure your progress against someone else's timeline. You see one person getting married, another person starting a business, someone else buying a new home, and you start to feel like you're falling behind. But their journey is not your journey. Their success is not your success. You have your own path, your own timing, and your own unique calling. The moment you start comparing yourself to others, you take your eyes off your purpose. You start trying to keep up with something that was never meant for you. Social media has made it even easier to get distracted. You can spend hours scrolling through other people's lives, seeing their highlights, their achievements, their perfect moments, but that's not reality. You're seeing the best parts, the filtered versions. You don't see the struggles, the setbacks, the behind the scenes battles they face. If you're constantly comparing your real life to someone else's highlight reel, you'll never feel like you're enough. You'll waste time chasing things that don't even matter instead of staying focused on your own journey. Sometimes distractions come in the form of the wrong relationships. There are people in your life who may mean well, but they're pulling you away from your purpose. They don't share your vision. They don't support your dreams. Instead of pushing you forward, they're keeping you stuck. If you're going to fulfill your destiny, you have to surround yourself with the right people. You need people who inspire you, who encourage you, who challenge you to be better. You can't spend all your time with people who drain your energy, who fill your mind with doubt, who don't believe in your potential. Distractions also come in the form of busyness. You can be busy all day long, but that doesn't mean you're being productive. You can fill your schedule with things that don't bring you any closer to your goals. Just because something is urgent doesn't mean it's important. You have to be intentional about how you spend your time. Every day, ask yourself, is this moving me toward my purpose? Is this helping me grow? Is this aligned with what I'm called to do? If not, you need to make some adjustments. There will always be things trying to pull you in different directions. There will always be opportunities that seem good but aren't right for you. Not everything that comes your way is meant for you. You have to learn how to say no to distractions so you can say yes to your destiny. That means turning down things that take you off course, even if they seem exciting in the moment. It means staying disciplined, staying committed, and staying true to what you know you're supposed to do. One of the ways to stay focused is to have a clear vision. It is to refine. When you know where you're going, it's easier to avoid distractions. If you don't have a vision, anything can look like an opportunity. You'll find yourself chasing every new idea, every new trend, every new path without making real progress. But when you have a clear sense of purpose, you can filter out the noise. You can recognize what's worth your time and what isn't. You have to protect your time, your energy, and your mind. That means being careful about what you listen to, what you watch, and who you spend time with. It means being intentional about how you start your day, what you focus on, and what you allow into your space. You can't afford to let negativity, distractions, or drama pull you away from your purpose. Distractions don't always come in the form of bad things. Sometimes they come in the form of good things that aren't meant for you. Just because an opportunity is available doesn't mean it's the right one. Just because something is exciting doesn't mean it's part of your purpose. You have to be wise enough to recognize when something is pulling you away from what you're supposed to be doing. One of the greatest strategies of the enemy is to keep you so distracted that you never step into your destiny. If he can't stop you, he'll try to keep you busy with things that don't matter. He'll try to keep you tangled up in drama, caught up in fear, weighed down by regret. But you have to make a decision that nothing is going to stop you. You have to be determined to stay focused, to stay on track, to keep pressing forward no matter what comes your way. Your time is too valuable to waste on things that don't matter. Your energy is too precious to be spent on things that aren't aligned with your purpose. Your destiny is too important to let distractions pull you off course. You were created for something great. And if you stay focused, if you keep your eyes on the vision, if you refuse to get sidetracked, there's nothing that can stop you from stepping into everything you were meant to be.